Good morning, students. Welcome back to one more session on Grade 12 Business Studies. Today we are going to start a fresh topic, that is Unit 5 or Chapter 6, Staffing. In this chapter, we will be trying to learn about the significance of human resource. Now, before we try to learn this chapter, start afresh this chapter, let's do a quick recap of what we learned in the previous chapter. The previous chapter was organizing. In organizing, what did we learn? In organizing, we learnt about the concept of organizing, the steps involved in organizing. Then we went into understanding the importance of organizing. Then we clearly made a distinction between the two structures, that is the divisional structure and functional structure. We learned about the formal and informal organizing. Then we went into concepts like delegation and decentralization and centralization. Towards the conclusion, I told the difference between decentralization and delegation, with which we concluded the topic, where I have assigned certain case studies for you to solve. Today we will start with staffing. Now, what is staffing? Before we understand staffing as putting people at jobs, this is the key word that usually people say, putting people at jobs. Very important terminology, right? Now, before we do this, let's understand what Mr. Narayan Murthy, the founder promoter of Infosys, has got to say about the importance of staffing. He says that every day my assets walk out of the organization. I hope they come back again. This is the verdict given by Narayan Murthy and is 100% right. How let's understand. Assets, generally assets are classified as financial and non-financial assets. Human resource form part of that component of as non-financial asset that is critically will decide the future and the current situation of an organization. With widespread competition in the market, we really believe that employees will be having a high level of moral commitment towards the company. That is the asset. Say for example, I am joining and I'm working with Pepsi and Coke, and then I draw a salary. I am in a very good position. I am in the manager's cadre, in the middle level manager, and I am drawing around a salary of 2 lakh or 3 lakh per month. Suddenly Coca-Cola is giving me an offer that you can join our organization with a package of 4 lakh or 5 lakh. It's a better package, but still I continue to work with Pepsi because it's my commitment. I do not leak out the trade secrets of Pepsi to Coca-Cola. That's again a commitment. What value does this have? Human resources are very important. They are the people who actually work. They are the people who actually put in a lot of effort, and the credit goes to the top management, right? So human resources is significantly very important. One thing, remember children, if you have the right person recruited in your organization, the very same person will take you to the top. One Sundar Pichai was enough to establish Google, right? If you have the wrong person, that very wrong person will break your business. That's the funda. So it is all depending upon how good you have done your staffing function. If in the staffing function you make a mistake or error, you put the wrong person in the wrong kind of place, then what happens? He will destroy your dreams, and he will also destroy the organization. Now let's try to understand how does this staffing start. The first function of management is planning. Under planning, we decided when to do, how to do, what to do. And then we went into the organizing chapter. That is the second important function, is making arrangements. Now, having made arrangements in the organization function, that we have clearly made division of work. We clearly know how many people are required. Now, I am going to fill those various posts that was created in the organization structure. The vacancy positions that were created, the place or the number of people, the headcount that was actually decided in the organization function, it will now be filled up during the staffing stage. Now let's understand the importance of staffing. First one, finds the right people at the right job. Yes, this is not considered as the importance of staffing. Let us understand that finding the right person for the right job is critically the task of very important task of management. As I told you, if you find the right person, he will build your organization and contribute towards its success. If you find the wrong person and put him in your job, then he will destroy or ruin your business. Right? First one, helps in discovering and obtaining competent person for various jobs. Staffing does not happen just like that. There is a series of interviews, there is a lot of written procedure, there is a lot of critical analysis, thinking, testing, various levels. Filters are made so that we are able to take the diamond out of. There are so many people in India who need a job. I have one vacancy, always remember this. It is just like water everywhere, not a drop to drink. It is just like that in our country now. We have so many people who have educational qualifications, who have mucked up so much of information and then got have topped their scores in the exams. But when you ask them to practically work, it is usually the last benchers, right? So what, it's just like similar to that same proverb that I am saying, the water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. So you have to find the right kind of person, and to find the right kind of competent person, there are significantly at various level filtering is done. Such filtering is done by the staffing function. So they are able to bring about the best person that is most appropriate for your organization given the financial package. You have a very good person who is definitely going to contribute, but he is demanding a salary of 2 lakhs. And in your mind you are capable, or you are aware, you will be able to pay around 80,000 or 90,000. But you don't want to lose such a candidate who is very, very energetic and talented. So it now depends upon finding the right person, obtaining the competent person for the job. Then makes for higher performance by putting the right people. Yes, performance can be increased. If you ask me to do something related to engineering, I'll be a super flop. Not that I'm dumb, because I have no idea how to go about it. Right? If you put me somewhere in the financial job or accounting job, I'll be able to do something. I'll be able to contribute something. First, I myself don't have confidence in doing something related to science or working in a laboratory kind of atmosphere. So here it is very important that higher performance can be achieved. You can't expect an employee to give his best when he is not suitable for the job. So you have to select such a person who is most appropriate for the job. Right? Then ensures continuous survival and growth. Such persons should not leave your organization. That is what Narayan Murthy says, that every day they walk into my company and every evening they go back. I am only tensed that the next day morning I don't have a resignation letter, I don't have somebody saying that they will not come back to Infosys. And it doesn't happen, students. It doesn't happen at all. He is taking absolute care of his employees. Right? Then helps to ensure optimum utilization of personnel. You cannot hire a person, recruit him and pay for his break time. You have to make sure that you are taking the best available. In fact, I'll tell you, in the market, if you are paid a 20,000 package, your work will be something related to 30,000 worth. That much of work we must be capable of grabbing from the employee. You must be able to encourage him, motivate him, and to generate such an amount of utility out of him that your organization benefits at its maximum. So that there should be no wastage. You cannot be overstaffing, you cannot be understaffing. Understaffing is a critical situation where work cannot be done. You can see it in most of the government offices or banks, nationalized banks, particularly banks like SBI and all. Where there are 5,000, 6,000 account operators, but then there are only 3 or 4 people. The recruitment is in process. So that is understaffing. Overstaffing is a situation where only one person is required, but then there are 10 people. So पहले आप में कोई भी काम नहीं करेगा. Overstaffing is very bad, and understaffing is also dangerous. Improves the job satisfaction and morale of employees. Yes, improving the job satisfaction and morale. How? Job satisfaction, see, every human being has this tendency. You have to hit in it. Appreciation. Appreciate and see. Motivate and see what kind of wonders people do. You definitely have a separate human resource department who is constantly watching you, appreciating you, motivating you, encouraging you by giving you incentives, by giving you performance appraisal, by giving you reward, by giving you the trophy of best employee of the year. All those things are what? They are just giving you job satisfaction. If you are put in the right job and you are in the right place, that employee is giving his best. That employee gets a job satisfaction whenever he is rewarded, whenever he is appreciated. Morale of the employees, make sure that they do not leave your organization. The best employees should not leave. Try to retain the best employees that you have already recruited. Why? Because the process of staffing itself is very expensive. So it requires a lot of financial involvement. So you should make sure that these employees stay back in the organization, and their commitment, honesty and integrity, that is, you cannot measure in money, that is non-financial, that stays with you. So with this, the concept of staffing is, introduction part is completed. I quickly do a recap. I told you about Narayan Murthy, and he said that the assets of the company are going out in the evening and then they should come back in the morning. He says that the real assets of the organization is not something that appears in the balance sheet, but the non-financial items like my human resource, that is the staff. What is staffing? Putting people at the right job. Putting people at jobs. How does it start? It starts with planning. In planning, you decide what to do, how to do, when to do. It goes into the selection of a second important function is your organizing structure. After you decide the structure, you will have an idea of number of people required to fill the vacancies, and such filling of vacancies is referred to as staffing. When you talk about importance of staffing, I can tell you the right employee will build your organization, the wrong employee will destroy your organization. So thereby finding the right person, these are all the important points that we have discussed. You know, you have to optimum utilize your employees, you have to find the right person for the right job, you have to give him job satisfaction so that his morale is also increased, and he is able obtaining the competent person, discovering the diamond in him is very, very important, right? Thank you and have a fantastic day.